Hey, it's Scott and Bart with the Scotch Test Dummies. Today we're looking at Tomatin 14 year, finished in port casks.
Love it. And nicknames, baby. Can you nickname yourself? No. No. Check out the hat, baby.
Let's test it.
Test it! All right, nicknames, Bruno. Now, I don't know how Yeti came up. I think you started calling me the Yeti, the Wookiee, Chewy.
Let me point out that in the intro you said that you couldn't come up with your own nickname.
I don't think you can.
Yeti is you. You came up with that. You started it.
I don't think so.
Yes.
First of all, before we go too much further, click up here. It says subscribe. Please subscribe. It helps us out a lot. On that note, though, I think viewers go back, check the old videos. At some point, you start making fun of my hairy body. And you're calling me like a
Sasquatch.
Yeah, Sasquatch, the Squatch, Wookiee, Chewy.
Maybe Yeti.
I think you threw in a Yeti. And I thought,
but on Twitter,
Yeti.
You just start using it.
Yeah, but it didn't. I didn't make it up.
And so I tried to start using one, and he said, "You can't come up with your."
Yeah, he wanted to call himself like the Greek god. I'm like, what? You can't name yourself Greek god. Or,
I did not.
What did you?
I did not. No, it's varmint. That's my fantasy football team.
Yeah, I know, but there was no. Yeah,
and actually, I've gone by that for years in my old teams I was on. Yeah, that's what the people called me, was varmint.
But nobody knew it in connection with the Scotch Test Dummies. It wasn't like, it's like you
no, that's true. As far as Scotch Test Dummies, nobody knew it, but that's actually a nickname I've had probably for 14 years.
Yeah, but my nickname's never been anything to do with being hairy. That started from you on the show. So when we're connecting with the Twitter people, by the way, Scotch Test Dummy on Twitter, when you're connecting with the Twitter people, you can't just be like, hey, they call me the Corona Kid. Well, that was a nickname in college, but there's no reference here.
That is true.
Right, but you want to go by varmint. You were doing the whole hairy thing, so I just ran with it. I'm like, okay, Yeti. I didn't want to go with Chewy or Chewbacca because that's too much Star Wars. Squatch, that was possible. But the Yeti, I'll be honest with you.
I probably like Squatch better than Yeti. But Yeti's good. It is. That's a good one.
Yeah, but the key is Yeti's four letters, so it was easier for me to type, and it didn't take up as much space. Because I thought about Squatch, and I'm like, S-Q-U-A-T-C. Yeti. So I like Squatch, actually. I think Squatch is good. I would take Squatch, but it's got a Q in it. I'm anti-Q. All right, Tomatin 14. By the way, the hat doesn't fit me real well. This is my wife's Puerto Rican hat. She's Puerto Rican. And I've been wearing weird hats, so I figured, what the heck? Throw on a weird hat. Tomatin 14. Thank you to who?
Well, this came recommended from one of our Twitter. Well, actually, several people on Twitter had talked up to
Whiskey Lassie loves
Whiskey Lassie had done a review.
Did.
Sam Spears 56 was getting some of it and asked us if we wanted a bottle.
Yes,
we did a little swap.
Yep.
And we ended up with our own bottle of Tomatin 14 year.
Friendly gifting.
Yes.
Right. Anybody wants to gift anything to us, please
let us know. That's all you got to do.
Tomatin 14. All right. Now, again, our trend has been we've been spending more time with the scotches. So this has been opened. This bottle's been tapped. We hang out together, talk about how he wants to go buy varmint. And then we try these. Now, so I've got some notes here on it just to make sure. What are you getting on the nose? I know you're a little stuffed up today, but
from my notes when on our official tasting, I got a slight sherry scent, fruit and wood.
Right, I'm actually getting a plum and a little bit of orange, and then I in my notes I put a dark fruit, and
to me maybe that's why I get the sherry scent a lot on that with the different dark fruits coming in with the plums or the raisin.
I would agree. That
where are we at percentage wise on the Tomatin 14 year? 46%.
Yeah, 46 ABV. All right. A lot of fans out there of the Tomatin. We've also tried the 12. We'll do a review on that a little bit later. I like the 12 too. And
the Tomatins are really reasonably priced from what I've seen, even getting up the 12 year and the 14 year. Actually, I haven't seen the 14 year around here, but the 12 year is a $30 in the $30 price range, and even the 18 year I've seen, and the 21 year is real reasonably priced for the Tomatins.
All right, right off the bat, it gives me like a spark. Bam! I take it in. It's in the mouth. I'm doing the mouthfeel. I get a spark from it. I get a very, very malty flavor from this with a little bit of nut. I get some nut and the malt and a little hint of the sweetness. So I'm getting a malted sugar with a nut flavor, and then that nice little spark, which has got to be, to me, it's just a little bit higher in the ABV. So that's why I'm getting 46. Didn't seem like it'd be enough to do that, but I don't know why, but my mouth feels it sparks. What do you got?
Neat on the mouth. I got a very smooth mouthfeel at the 46%. Was not strong at all. I do not get the sherry taste.
I get it.
Did you get it?
The water. Yeah, I've had it.
Oh, no, neat.
Okay, neat. I did not get the sherry neat. Right.
I do get the oak and a slight malt. Not near as much malt as what's in the Tomatin 12-year. Yeah. Just a slight malt.
Yeah, the 12, we'll get to that, but the 12 is more of a malty, strong flavor.
And also a kitchen spice, not a pepper spice, but maybe more of a clove or a cinnamon, something like that. I got neat. And then I've added some water. I've diluted a little bit here.
I diluted down, and what I did, I got a little bit of the cinnamon on the nose. I do get a hint of the sherry on the nose, just with the diluted water.
Cherries. I got cherries.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. You're right. I misread my note. It's cherry, not sherry. See, that's why I spell Yeti instead of Squatch.
Well, still, just the cherries was separate. I still do get a little bit of the sherry note, the darker fruits, but I did on one whiff definitely got cherries.
All right, with a little bit of water in it, I know I added some early on, but I get a sweet cinnamon flavor. I get, again, a softer maltiness. It kind of rounds it out a little bit. And that's on the finish. To my mouthfeel, I don't know how to explain it. I get kind of a nuttiness on my upper palate that comes across. And then my aftertaste is wood. I get a really nice wood oak aftertaste. What I'm really loving about the Tomatin, and what I love about scotches in general, is those peaks and those valleys, those transitions, the way a little bit of water changes things around a little bit.
And I prefer this with that little splash of water. It brings it down. It is a little bit smoother when you add that water in there. And a little bit more of the malt. Actually, neat, I got a little bit more of the malt than I do with the water.
All right. When we were spending some time with this, I even added a little bit more water. I wanted to bring it down, just see what it got. I didn't like adding more than just a touch of water. It kind of broadened it out too much. I could still get the maltiness on the nose, but yeah, being at that 46%, just a touch of water opened it up for me. No more than that. So
it's very delicious. There's a lot of flavor. A lot of the fruit, a lot of the wood that's in there.
Yeah, that plum raisin kind of lingers around. I can feel it up in my upper palate and along my cheeks, even after it's been down for 30 to 40 seconds. Again, this Tomatin 14 is a beautiful example of those transitions that'll come through and how you can play around with it just a little bit with just a touch of water. Perfect. Once again, Scott's idea to spend more time with these, not rush through it. Genius.
Now, I will tell you, some people will, since this was finished in port casks, they are kind of doing head-to-heads or comparing it with the Balvenie 21-year Portwood, which is also finished in port casks. From what I understand, it's coming in real close with the 21-year Portwood, but not beating it.
Really?
So, but for price-wise, when you're looking at $60 a bottle for the Tomatin 14 compared to $200 for the Balvenie 21-year Portwood,
there's a hard decision.
Yeah.
So, because, you were getting a very nice, or at least I'm getting a very nice, complex transitional flavor range in this Tomatin 14. So, if you like my hat, you will like the Tomatin 14. What if you don't like the hat? I don't know. I'm just bringing the hat in. Do you not like the hat?
Yeah, it's actually looking at it, it's a leather hat.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't go with you.
No, No,
no, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes, and I appreciate.
Ugly.
No, you said it doesn't go with me. So the ugly, then maybe the bad. Like I'm a bad boy.
Ugly.
Oh, you had to go there.
Now your wife would probably look pretty good on.
She looks good at it. My wife rocks this hat. Okay, and she likes to. Puerto Ricans, if you don't know, they love Puerto Rico. They love the Puerto Rican flag. You do not want to mock the Puerto Rican flag, so I appreciate you not doing that. But yeah, and since I've been throwing on weird hats, I threw this on.
It does have some tassels.
It's got a little bit of character. My wife's added in an extra Puerto Rican flag pin.
Mm-hmm. See that on the side?
Yeah, one big embroidered Puerto Rican flag, not enough. You got to add a pin. All right. So Puerto Ricans out there, all right, represent. Sidebar on that, since we're talking about hairy beasts.
Stop.
Oh,
malt mark. We did not
give
this.
We didn't malt mark it. What were we thinking?
I feel bad because we've done a couple here recently, and they've all been real well, and they're right in that range. And I seal this one.
Nope.
I'm back on a 90.
No, I'm one up on that. I'm 91. All right, and that to me is because it's transitioning. This Tomatin 14 is taking me on a little bit of a ride.
Yeah,
and
it's delicious.
I love that. This is something. This is the exact kind of scotch that I want to sit down with at night. A movie's on. I'm just hanging out by myself. Maybe I'm writing an article. Whatever's going on. And this is where I want to nose it. I want to add a little water. I want to taste it. I'm moving through it, and I feel like I'm going on a Scottish adventure.
Yeah.
With my Puerto Rican.
Pour yourself one and spend an hour, 2 hours just on that one drink, just dissecting it.
Right, the one drink. That's what I'm saying. Drink responsibly. Enjoy the hat, and please come check us out on Twitter. And don't forget, come in on the YouTube comments. Subscribe first of all. That helps us out. But I really want. The little guy over here needs a nickname. He needs a nickname. I flat out told him he can't nickname himself. Now, if you guys want to call him Varmint, call him Varmint. I don't know why you would, but if you want to, call him the Varmint. All right? I've kind of become the Yeti. I would prefer to be Raging Moose. If you want to make me a Raging Moose, that's fine. I did not choose Yeti. You did.
No, Raging Moose doesn't fit.
Come on. They're deceptively dangerous. That's all I'm saying. All right. Scotch Test Dummies.
Cilantro Dummies.
Scotch it. Please, if I would use mine, I would use like Raging Moose. I'm not going to pick the Yeti.
Raging Moose.
Yeah, I like that. It's a big, bold, moving.
Yeah.
Moose are quite dangerous. Is it a meese or a moose? No, it's a moose. What if you got a bunch of mooses?
They're moose.
Just still moose?
I think they're still moose.
So it never moose.
Look at those moose. Look at
all the mooses. Look at all the meese.
Meese.
Like mice. Yeah, we're doing.
You can still shoot them on the iPhone though, because I can just airdrop them to your computer.
Yeah, I know, but that's one more step. I've got this.